Japan, population 127 million, one of the world's most advanced countries. But it sits on major Pacific fault lines, challenged by its topography, tested by natural disasters, earthquakes, landslides, typhoons. How does Japan protect its people from disasters? How does it build roads and bridges that can withstand the forces of nature? Disasters don't just happen in Japan, they are expected by a well-prepared people. To understand Japan's relationship with natural disasters, you only need to visit Haruo Endo's restaurant in Yamanashi Prefecture. Historic photos decorate the walls, but they all show natural disasters, markers of local history that have defined people's lives here. This is a picture from 1955 when a dam collapsed. We built a levee, but then a typhoon hit and caused a major disaster in Nishimachi town. As they say, when it rains, it pours. And at this location, you can take it literally. Heavy typhoon rain softened the ground, then the whole forest slid downhill. This slope collapsed in 2011. The landslide blocked the river below and created a natural dam. The lake behind the dam has become bigger and bigger over time. If the dam bursts, the lake could turn into a flash flood, a threat for a village downhill. But securing the site takes time. In fact, it is so dangerous that the machinery is operated via remote control. So everybody here works hand in hand to prevent another disaster. The national government organizes construction tasks, the local government monitors new risks, and the community comes up with evacuation plans. Monitoring becomes the first step in preventing a catastrophe. Video cameras watch the site around the clock. Further downstream, a set of wires detects any sudden move of debris. Data are transmitted in real time to the emergency center. In the typhoon season, the center is staffed around the clock and can issue evacuation alerts. The village downhill will immediately be warned with sirens. This is the siren that warns us when the wires have been triggered. Residents will then evacuate into a dedicated evacuation center, a former temple that has withstood disaster for more than 100 years. Everybody here knows, historically, this is the safest place in the village. The population of the village is about 70 to 80 people. All residents can stay in this building. But the goal, of course, is to avoid landslides altogether, not only when building roads like this one. This concrete grid design can be found all over Japan and has helped to prevent many worst-case scenarios. It secures mountain slopes and is anchored deep into the ground. Part of a whole set of engineering techniques called sabo. I'll show you what happens when a mountain at risk of a landslide is not secured with this grid. And there's a second design that avoids disasters like this one, the so-called Sabo Dam, a staggered design of dams which will let water pass but traps rocks and debris. Without these dams, a little avalanche can transform into a large landslide. Sabo also includes the terracing of rivers, so the water flow will slow down, giving better protection in the rainy season. The Japanese Sabo techniques evolved over many centuries. They are history's answer to the forces of nature. The 16th century Japanese map shows how to control a river with Sabo techniques. This is what we call jakago. You put stones inside and use them to prevent overflow on a riverbank. People in the community make these to protect themselves against floods.
地域の人たちによって、水防のたびに作られていたものです。
This construction site for a highway, including an overpass in Osaka, is an example of best practice in disaster prevention. When the engineers planned this project, they made sure that Sabo techniques, building dams, grids, water management, was part of the planning process. Neighboring landowners are being consulted on the design that would best prevent landslides. Structures are built to withstand major earthquakes. This bridge has giant shock absorbers made from specialty rubber. The material does not bounce and can almost fully absorb the energy of an impact. Water that passes down from the Sabo dams will be channeled away by huge drainage pipes before it can create havoc. This drainage pipe is 2 meters wide and 35 meters long. The expressway is above. Disasters can happen anywhere and anytime, and Japan had more than its fair share of disasters. But good preparation makes sure there's always light at the end of the tunnel.